Hey there everybody, today we're going to talk about how to build a team using Xingqiu. Let's go dig into it. So let's talk about a little bit about Xingqiu's main skill and elemental burst before we talk about teams, just so we're on the same page. Okay, so first thing is Xingqiu's main skill, Fatal Rain Screen. This skill not only has a nuke of 539% damage on level 7, it also summons 3 swords at base and 4 swords at Constellation 1. That provides 24% base damage reduction on hit and can also go up to 48% depending on your hydro damage percentage. When you also get your first talent, this skill provides healing of 6% of Xingqiu's max health per sword that is shattered, so either on hit of your character or at the end of the duration of the skill. Here's an example of Xingqiu's main skill damage on hit. You can see that I'll be hitting the enemy of 9k and 11k damage on crit. Our next example is of Xingqiu's damage reduction and heal on hit. So let's freeze the screen. So we can see that my catching took a damage of 1,309 and healed for 1,193, effectively getting damage for only 116. Now let's compare the damage that we got without Xingqiu's main skill. So we got hit for an effective damage of 1,904 here compared to our 116 damage with Xingqiu's skill. So Xingqiu's ult hits the enemy with 3 hits of 81.4% hydro damage per hit on level 7. Every time your current character uses a normal attack. So every time you use a normal attack, 3 hits of 81.4% damage. We'll be able to see it in action later on as we move along with the video. This also automatically puts a max swords on your unit on use, so you effectively get the damage reduction on hit during the duration of the skill. It also heals you for 18% or 24% if you have Constellation 1 of Xingqiu's HP at the end of the duration of Elemental Burst. So let's have an example of Xingqiu's Elemental Burst in action. So we can see here that one of our skills crit for 1,574 and the others hit for 718. So here we can see that all 3 of our hits crit for 1,574, putting our total damage to 4,722 on hit with just Xingqiu's ult alone, not including the normal damage of our official, which is level 7. Now that we're done talking about Xingqiu's skill, let's talk about our team baseline for this video. So the main baseline team around Xingqiu is usually comprised of a main DPS, Xingqiu, Xiangling, and Barbara, as the last 2 are easily accessible at the recording of this video. Ideally, the best main DPS to this team would be a 5-star Pyro unit such as Diluc or Klee to take advantage of Xiangling with Pyro Resonance. In this case, we will be using Fischl as main DPS, and we will try to kill the fire Regisvine using this team. Fischl here will be under level to show that Xingqiu's ult damage is nothing to scoff at and very much works on long range characters. Weapon and artifacts on my Xingqiu will be at the end of the video. I chose this team as my base template due to it covering a lot of elements, and it is easily accessible since you can change your main DPS according to the availability of the units for you. So here I opened up with Barbara so I can get like the 48% attack increase, and then I went in with Xingqiu's main skill, so I hit him with 5k, then went in with Fischl to do a normal attack while using Xingqiu's ult. So I'm just gonna keep on normal attacking the boss until I can try to kill him. I don't think I can kill him in one go since my Fischl here is only level 70, so I'm under leveled. I used my ult here just to skip iframes. And I'm just gonna normal attack the boss until I can kill him. This takes a longer time, and I think it would have been much better if I used my catching, but I still wanted to make you guys know that you can still use Xingqiu even if your main DPS is kinda under leveled. Now that we're done talking about our main team, let's discuss all the units in the game one by one in accordance with their viability with Xingqiu, so you can just mix and match on what kind of team you would want overall. So let's start with Amber. If you really like to use Amber as a unit, every charge shot you do with Xingqiu ult will hit double the damage due to Vaporize. Aside from that, it's hard to use Amber with Xingqiu unless you want to make her your main DPS. Then again, she uses charge shot more. Xingqiu ult will only be used at least 2 to 3 times before it runs out. I don't recommend Amber that much, but hey, you can use her. With Beidou, with Xingqiu is actually a pretty nutty combo with their ults combined. Electro Charge is a really good damage reduction for Electro units. However, it only takes into account elemental mastery and level. You'd want Beidou to be your main DPS around your Xingqiu. Overall, I think it's a really good matchup. And then with Xingqiu plus a fire main DPS equals dead enemies all around. You get damage reduction from Xingqiu, increased attack from Bennett, vaporized heal on hit, and Bennett heal below 70% HP. Plus Pyro Resonance. I'd say Bennett is the best combo with Xingqiu with a fire unit main DPS such as Klee or Diluc, and you'd see damage go skyrocket with your DPS not dying. With Chongyun with Xingqiu is kind of in an iffy situation, as you'd want your main DPS be either Chongyun himself or another heavy attack based unit for the Shatter combo, since enemies will always be frozen with this combo. However, this is also a good side where the enemies can't even move since they'll be forever frozen. It's all up to you if you really want to use Chongyun. With Diluc as main DPS and with Xingqiu is godsend, since Vaporize will always proc when both ults are present. Plus the fact that you can use Xiangling or Bennett as the other DPS support, and you got yourself a very happy Diluc spanking some enemies. Plap, plap, plap. On Fischl as an extra support DPS is also really good for Xingqiu, as she is a flex pick between main DPS or support DPS, depending on your playstyle, and team depending on how many constellation you have on Fischl will determine what role she speaks for your party. If you want more details about this, I'll link my Fischl video above. Jean with Xingqiu is also a good combo due to Xingqiu ult. Plus Jean heal on the attack, plus heal on hit, so watch your team not die when these two have their wits together. I'd say a pretty good team if you ask me. With Kaya suffers the same problem with Chongyun, but this time you don't have an insured heavy attack user, so this is kind of a hard one to swallow. Unless I'm wrong with this, I'd rather team Kaya with Electro units without Hydro units on the team. Catching, oh my god. This combo is my main bread and butter in Abyss. Just Xingqiu plus catching with Black Sword basically makes my catching unkillable, with the right dodges also. I just need to worry about two other units for resonance or stage specific battles for this combo. Elemental reactions for days. For days. With Klee and Diluc have same connection. Only that since Klee needs a little bit of charge attack more than Diluc, so you'd benefit more of Xingqiu's ult with Diluc, except for Klee, it's a plausible team, but kind of not the best one for it. Lisa plus Xingqiu are also an elemental reactions for days, especially that Lisa's skills are electro, so with Lisa ult and Xingqiu ult on the field, enemies be super conducted. Would be a potent combo to be honest. All you need is a Venti on that team and you'd be spanking good. Mona Xingqiu is kind of more of a Hydro Resonance for more healing, but then again, Mona is good with every team. It's just that if you have Mona on the team, I wouldn't use Xingqiu in it and transfer it to the other team for more elemental reactions and better coverage of both teams. If you have Mona and Xingqiu, you're covered on both teams' Hydro Elements needs forever. Ningguang Xingqiu is kind of an iffy spot, as Ningguang doesn't need help on the nuking department and doesn't really have good reactions. But protection-wise, Xingqiu adds a great deal of protection to Ningguang due to his range sword shield. Chi-Chi plus Xingqiu equals your team not dying anytime soon. Freezing enemies left and right plus healing them as well. It's kind of like a Kaya, Jean, and Xingqiu, but only using 2 slots, minus the swirl reactions. Razor's main DPS with Xingqiu will nuke the hell out of enemies, since Razor is dependent on his normal attacks for damage, which can be amplified by Xingqiu. If you have main Razor as DPS, I'd actually give him Xingqiu as main DPS support. Sucrose is a very versatile unit which you can take advantage with everybody, so having her as a third main DPS with Xingqiu is pretty good. Coverage of debuff damage reduction. Swirl heal and elemental mastery buffs plus hydro damage on normal attacks. All you need is a main DPS to choose from and you're Gucci. Traveler is also one of those units that is normal attack hungry, and Xingqiu is a perfect fit for all those that level up their MC. This guy or girl is gonna spank with Xingqiu, especially with the added crit. You just need like other units to help out with the team. Venti has the same connection with Xingqiu as Sucrose, the elemental buffs plus the higher CC uptime. With also Xingqiu's E is gonna hurt hard with Venti. Just needs a main DPS and a healer and you're good to go. So my build on Xingqiu is actually a very free to play version 1 since I'm using a 3-star weapon. This weapon is really good to increase your ult damage as you usually don't have Xingqiu in the field. So you have 100% uptime on the extra 20% crit chance, and its secondary stat is also crit damage. plus a Berserker set on my Xingqiu and a base crit chance artifact, it was easy for me to hit 70% crit chance. I'd say the best artifact set on Xingqiu will be the Noblesse Oblige, while the best weapon for me with its accessibility with this weapon, unless you have a 5-star weapon such as Skyward Blade that has innate crit chance. I'll give an update on a better Xingqiu build when I hit AR45, most likely by the end of the week. So by next week, when I have like more equipment on my units, I'll have a better update on which sets would be the very best on certain units. Okay, so we've reached the end section of the video, and if you'd like the video, don't forget to click the like button, press the bell notification icon, and turn on your notifications, please, for our next videos to come. This time, it's time to highlight some comments from our last video of this How to Build series. This is 2 weeks late, by the way, because our last How to Build series was like 2 weeks ago. First on the list, we have Bulbachi. My man delivering again. I was in the process of building up Barbara while I wait for the artifacts to come for Noelle. Aside from Xingqiu, what other characters guides do you have in store for the future? Resources are limited, so I'd like to know what you have planned for us. Keep it up, bro. P.S. Definitely waiting on that Xingqiu guide. Thank you very much for the warm comments, my friend. I'm sorry that this Xingqiu vid was a little bit late, but I wanted to test it out more before I could release it. Hopefully, you'll be satisfied on this one. Second is we got ya boy Razor, bell on and still no notifications. YouTube on crack or what? This is a nice vid to watch while eating French toast because you get good content and good food. Thank you for the compliments, and my boy Razor, and I'd like to have some of that French toast you're having as well. I don't know what's happening to YouTube, why you didn't have any notifications, but hopefully next time you do, especially on this video. Last but not least, freaks, I have Catching Fischl Barbara. Do you recommend Mona or Xiangling? I've already replied to this comment, but I'll say it again for most of the guys here. I'd always choose Mona as a semi-DPS support, and because of this, I'll be adding Mona to the list on the series. Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. I really had fun on making this video. Hopefully you had fun too. See you around next time. Kibaru, out.